What's up YouTube, it's your boy Mod with Screenshots Photography here to give you my import and export settings that I use for my Adobe Lightroom. I've got my screen recorder here, so I'll be talking along so you guys can follow along. Real quick, easy, simple tutorial. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll be dropping a few videos here. So without further ado, let's get started. So you import your SD card. This popped up. So of course, I would like to go into my import. If you're going to my import, the first thing I do is pick my destination where I like my photos to go. Me personally, I keep all my images on the external hard drive and I back up my images. The last thing I want to do is lose any of the images that I've obtained throughout my photography session. So to find exactly where your destination images will go, you will click up here. And this is where you select where your images to go. As I said, I keep all of my stuff in my external hard drive, which is here. And then I would basically, you can create a folder, whatever you want to name that folder. You can get as detailed as possible. I will be doing another tutorial kind of show exactly how I organize my files on my hard drive, but also how I organize my files inside of Lightroom as well. But here I'll select my photos tab, and then I will go into here, and this is where my photos would export to. Now these are my images that I have here, and this exactly are the settings that you would go through to before you import into Lightroom. So you can start at the top if you like. I usually do a copy as DNG for all my images, and then I just kind of go down the path right here on the right hand side. Of course you can build a smart preview. You can add to a collection. I typically don't do this within the import settings because I'm trying to make it as fast as possible, and I usually add it to a collections after I import it into Lightroom. The next thing you can do is rename your file here. I don't rename my files, but some people like to. You can make it as detailed as possible. You can do a custom name. So if you wanted to name this file, let's say purple dress, you can do that. Just name it as detailed as possible. Whatever is the easiest way for you to kind of keep up with your images, feel free to do that there. Let's go ahead and uncheck that here. This is what it's going to apply during the import. You have your develop settings. So let's say for instance you have a preset that you like to use. You can actually put your preset on this image here, and that's what the preset is going to attach to that image once you import it into Lightroom, so you don't have to do it at a later time. I don't do this as well. I like to do everything kind of post inside of Lightroom, not while I'm importing my images. Keywords, very important. As your portfolio grows, you might have up to 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000 images, and that's a lot of images to go through. So I typically type in keywords to kind of help me find the images. I'll be doing a tutorial later to kind of show you how those keywords can kind of help you here. So any keywords you might have, you can put in here. So here I might put in sequin, I might put in purple, I might put in dress, and then these are just keywords you can search later. And as you search these keywords, anything that's attached to those keywords, those images will pop up and make it very simple to find those images. So you can do that there. Destination, we kind of select this earlier. This is where your images will go here. So mine is going to my external hard drive. We have my photo images, and I typically create a subfolder within my packages. So I would include my subfolder here, and inside my subfolder, maybe I want to call this whatever her name is. Let's say her name is Ashley. I would say Ashley, and then inside of my photos tab I would have a Ashley tab. So if I go to my photos, I want to see all images of Ashley, this is exactly where this photo will go. So with that being said, I will hit my import, and those images will import directly into Lightroom. And then from here, this you have your quick develop, your keyword list, your metadata, your comments, and I'll be doing a tutorial over this later, kind of show you how I use my presets, my smart collections, and all those things. But for the sake of time, we will do an export. So for export settings, pretty simple. After you're done with all your editing and everything you need to do, you will select the images that you want to export. You will hit this export tab here, and basically it'll bring up everything and everywhere you need to know exactly where your images will be exported to. So for here, you choose exactly where you want it to go. Once again, it's my external hard drive. I want it to go to photos. I typically click on the person's name that I'm working on. So here, Ashley, and I hit select folder. And I typically name it either selects or previews or edits or raw files, and you can name it whatever you want to here, and it's going to put it within that subfolder. Export settings. Here, if you go down here, this is what I use. There are tons of different export settings for tons of different reasons. I find that this works best for me. Great pixels and resolutions for small size postcards up to big giant billboards. So I do a width and a height measurement, 16 by 60 by 16 on the width and 40 by 16 on the height for the pixels, 300 pixels per square inch. Another one that I use a lot, just depending on what I'm using it for, is my megapixels. I typically don't do anything fewer than 6 megapixels, which is pretty a high resolution image, and I do my 300 pixels per square inch. From there, if you would like to, I typically don't do it. You can add any watermarks on your images. You can put the watermarks here, and it's going to add the watermark to the images for you to protect yourself. And basically from there, you just hit your export button, and voila, you're done. Quick, simple, easy. Have any questions, comments, please feel free to reach out. Like I said, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll be dropping more dimes for you, gems for you, quick tutorials here on YouTube. So thank you guys. Hope to see you again. Dude.